Hi, Cancers. Welcome to Love and Wellness Tarot. And for those of you that are still here, this is my first video in 3 years. Welcome back and thank you for still being here. So, for so many of you, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I basically ghosted this channel a few years ago, not intentionally, not because I didn't want to be here, but my Etsy store blew up. It's extremely busy, so I'm still doing a lot of personal readings, but also I moved across the country. I was trying to build a new life where I moved, and there was a lot going on in the life that I left, a lot that was very, very challenging. So anyway, I am back now and I'm excited to be back. I've missed doing these collective readings. I've really missed it because it's a bit of a different thing when you're doing a personal one as opposed to being able to just channel, right, for a collective. But I'm excited to be back. Let's jump into this. So my readings on this channel are love readings. I'm just gonna kind of see what comes through. I'm not directing the reading in any way. So let's see what comes through. We're gonna take a card from this deck. Okay. And see. All right, so we have the Three of Wands and the Star that just came out. So definitely for many of you are getting maybe what you've been wishing for a very, very long time. Your love life, I mean, with the Three of Wands and the Star, this can be, your ship's finally coming in, what you've been wishing and hoping for a long time, Cancer. Now, the next 3 months could be, I'd say all the way up to Aquarius season. But you might start to notice remnants of it in the next few months, and then building to full culmination by, Aquarius season, which is early next year. All right, let us dive in. Now, of course, hit the subscribe button. For many of you that have not hit it, please hit it. I will be doing regular readings every week. However, my format is going to change because I cannot keep up with doing all 12 signs weekly. But I will be doing, every sign at least once a month. I will post a schedule. If you want a personal reading, my Etsy link will be there too. And I will do the random, collective readings, just whatever inspiration hits. But I will have a schedule up so you can see when your reading is. All right, fantastic. Spirit, angels, and guides for my dear Cancers, give us clear and concise messages. For all of my Cancers out there, for my dear Cancers out there, clear and concise messages around their love life right now, please. For Cancers, clear and concise messages around their love life right now. Show us what we need to see, please, Spirit, for my Cancers today. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Page of Swords, Judgment, and the Five of Cups. We also have the Ace of Wands, we have the Ten of Swords, and we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so for many of you in love, I am definitely going to say that I'm just going to feel this for a second. For many of you, many of you have gone through it. There's a few positions in this particular spread that I pay very close attention to, and it's the middle card, this card, and that card. And what I'm seeing here is a lot of you got, it's a lot of you got kind of, I'm gonna say almost like, there's many of you that are feeling a bit bamboozled by somebody right now, like someone that you thought, I think there was a lot of potential. You had thought that this was going to be moving towards something reminiscent of a Four of Wands. I mean, of course, this is twin flame energy. This is, true partnership, like with the Knight of Pentacles, true partnership, like not dating around, but actual exclusivity, meeting each other's friends and families. For some of you, it was moving in together, or, moving to that next step of engagement. Like, for many of you that are feeling like this right now, you had a reason to believe that, and this person gave you reasons to believe that this would be a life-altering relationship for you. And it did not pan out that way. Some of you are going through a lot of pain right now, but I think that this is really important to have come out, because I feel like healing is around the corner here, but this is also saying it could be here, Cancer, that your next person, the next person that you meet is that person, but you thought it was this person for some of you. Now, of course, because this is a collective reading, a general reading, it's not going to resonate for everybody, but for some of you, it's not this person, it's the next one. That is actually going to be exactly what you were looking for and exactly what you were wanting to call into your life. And for some of you, you are going through this, but I also feel like I don't think this person, even though we have a Ten of Swords here, we have Judgment right in the middle of the reading, and I feel like for some of you, this person's going to be working really, really hard to repair, to renew the relationship, repair it, fix it. Let me fix this. What do I need to do to fix it, right? With the Knight of Pentacles and Judgment. However, your guard is going to really be up. I feel like, yeah, again, for many of you, it's like the next person you meet is the person. For some of you, you may allow this person to try. I feel like for many of you, it's like, I'm done-ish, but I want to see what they have to say for themselves. I want to see what their actions are actually going to be, if trust can be rebuilt again, if, you're going to be cautious. But for many of you, it's like, let me see what this person is going to do, what they're going to bring. For many of you, I have to say, for many of you, judgment can be, I am getting for many of you, judgment can be like it can be like really just judging yourself. Like, how did I not see this again, right? Especially for some of you where there's been multiple cycles of, disappointment or things not panning out, right? I feel like for many of you, you might be feeling like that, but I think that, and I think we've all been there, right? Where it's like, I just gave too many chances. I waited too long. I stayed around too long. Or I should have seen it coming, whatever that means for you. But I think it's good to give yourself some grace too, because usually when it's been a circumstance with someone romantic where we really wanted to believe that it would work out, right? And I don't think there's any shame in having faith in someone, having that goodness in your heart to actually forgive or give second chances, right? But then it gets to a point where it's like, I guess what I'm saying here is, for many of you, this person, I feel like, gave you good enough reason where many people would have given them chance after chance after chance. Like, some people are very convincing, very charming. It could have been that this person knew exactly what to say, exactly what to do to kind of keep you holding on to that hope. So yeah, so let's dive into this a little more because I want to see what more we can get around this. Tell me about this. You know, and again, for some of you, judgment is this person wanting to try one more time, and for some of you, it's gonna be your next person, but you might be sitting in a period of judging yourself, like why did I wait so long? Why did I stick around so long? Why did I let it get this painful, this bad, right? And it's like I should have cut this off months ago, years ago, weeks ago, whatever that is for you. But at the end of the day, you know, even pain can be useful. I will say the last few years since I've been gone have probably been some of the most painful years of my life, but I feel like I'm the same person, but I'm not the same person, you know? Anyway, let's see here. Give me the judgment card. Give me the judgment card. What does this mean for my Cancers? What does this mean for my Cancers at this time? Clarify judgment, please. Clarify judgment. Clarify judgment. Clarify judgment for Cancer. All my Cancers out there, clarify judgment. Lovers, yeah, 5 of Pentacles. So some of you are definitely feeling like, you know, and we have a Tower at the back of the deck. For some of you, definitely we do have some pretty heavy Scorpio energy here with those 2 cards. I also have Gemini, I have Pisces here. So for some of you, it was another water sign. We also have Earth here, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. However, I'm going to say this. Yeah, some of you are really judging because the Lovers isn't just the connection with another person. Sometimes it's the relationship with oneself and the choices we make, right? The Lovers used to be called the choice card. So for many of you, you're judging your choices in love. And some of you are feeling like this could be like, maybe I wasn't enough for this person. Maybe I didn't have enough. But Spirit here with the Hangman is saying you've sacrificed. Yeah, you sacrificed time. You sacrificed your heart, your energy, your hope, you know, even for some of you. However, the Hangman does urge us to take a new perspective on all of it. Look at what you've gained. Look at what you've learned. I mean, the Hangman can just be that feeling of, I mean, I always think of like a cocoon, right? Like a butterfly and a cocoon with the Hangman. It's like, it's a cocoon period. It's, you know, you're growing, you're healing, it's like a metamorphosis to break out of that, right? So for some of you, the sacrifices you made are actually going to be beneficial for you in the next relationship or in another time with this person. Maybe it's a matter of timing, but I do want to say the star carries with it such a beautiful energy because it is healing, but it's not just, it's the feeling of, I mean, it's right after the Tower. It's right after the Tower, but the Star brings with it, I mean, if you see the card has water in it, it's renewal. It's feeling replenished again. It's almost like when your heart's been shattered and you're crying, but it's that like really cleansing, I needed to get this out type of cry. And then after, when you breathe and you wash your face and you're like, oh, that's the feeling of the Star. That's the feeling of like, okay, a release just happened. Those tears were washing something away. Maybe it's not fully washed away, but it's getting there, right? Okay, so let us take a look at what this means. Let's see about this person. What is this Knight of Pentacles here for this person? Oh, actually, I grabbed the wrong deck. What is the Knight of Pentacles here for this person? For some of you, this was a reverse Knight of Pentacles. They never brought the commitment or the investment into this or the priority that you were hoping for. But for some of you, this person, I think for some of you, this person, maybe at the time they believed they would, you know, and for some of you, this person could have gone through their own, like their intention was actually to do it, but then life got in the way. So let's take a look at this Knight of Pentacles for my Cancers out there. What is this Knight of Pentacles for my Cancers out there? Five of Wands. Okay, more. Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Four of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you, this person, they could have been going through a tumultuous time, and they intended to give more. They intended to, for some of you. They really did. So for some of you that are maybe judging yourself harshly, thinking, why did I wait so long? Again, I just kept getting in this reading that for some of you, this person did actually mean to invest the way you wanted, or give you that, you know, whether it was the time, the energy, the commitment, the investment into you, wanting to truly build something. Some of you, this person did intend that initially when you started. But life got in the way. Five of Wands can be a lot of chaos and conflict, maybe other people. And I'm not even, for some of you, I'm not even getting actually other romantic partners. I'm getting maybe for some of them, for some of you, this person had, you know, whether it was a lot of family strife, or it was friends, or it was, you know, life circumstances. This was someone for many of you that probably shouldn't have started connecting because they just were not in a place in their life to really commit. And a lot of people do that, right? They'll start dating, and then you meet someone amazing, and then you realize, my life isn't together. I don't have it together, and I can't give anything to this person, but I don't want to let them go. And then, you know, ultimately the person that was ready for this ends up getting more hurt than they needed to, because the person that didn't have it together, right? They just didn't. And they probably should have been alone for a while before they really connected with anyone. So for many of you, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm actually not getting a bad person, to be honest. I'm not. And I'm getting someone that did have true care and connection towards you. But life, yeah, I guess life got in the way. That's the best way I can say it. Circumstances. Now, I mean, I know that it's very easy to feel like, for many of you, it's very easy to feel like, well, if the feelings were so real, nothing should have gone in their way. But sometimes it's about capacity, right? Sometimes it's about that person's capacity. They might want you, they might love you, they might care about you deeply, but they don't have the capacity to give what they thought. Whether that was they don't have the time, they don't have, you know, they're building up their money, they don't have the, you know, if they've got a lot of things going on in their life, they might not even have the heart or the head space to really give, right? So a lot of you, I don't think this was a bad person. I think it was their capacity. And again, for many of you, it just wasn't. Like the next person coming along will be that person. But for some of you, this was a timing issue for this person. Now, let's get a little more on what is going to happen next. What is going to happen next for my Cancers? What do they need to know? What's going to happen next? I actually want to get on this Four of Wands because for some of you, this was a twin flame situation. That is the 1111 card. What is this Four of Wands for my Cancers? For many of my Cancers, what was the Four of Wands here? The High Priestess, the Fool, and the Eighth, and the Page of Cups. So for many of you, this person, for many of you, this was a twin flame situation too, or for, you know, a good, I'd say a good percentage of you. But it's this person. This is like, I mean, when you see the High Priestess is the portal from the spiritual realm to the earthly realm. She's a channel. So this person, I feel, they knew on that soul level, they knew. It represents intuition, represents mystery, secrecy. This was a feeling of, I've never felt like this before for many of you. But I think this person just couldn't, for some of you, they couldn't take that leap of faith. Or they were in a period, I mean, as for many of you that do have those twin flame connections, there is periods of separateness and togetherness. And I do have to say, I mean, I'm sure that many of you that are aware of the twin flame dynamic, you know, there is ones that eventually come together, right? Sometimes it's years, but there's ones that don't, right? Sometimes that twin flame journey can be, it's you journeying with someone, but ultimately it's for your own growth. It's not because you're meant to be, right? It doesn't mean it's always that. I just have to say that because I think it's important to distinguish. It does serve benefit either way, but for some of you, it is that. It's about your growth as an individual, your soul's growth, that journey that you're taking energetically and spiritually with someone else. But for some of you, this person will be returning. I mean, we see the Fool, which is the number 0 in the tarot. It's the Fool's journey. It is the very first card. Of course, major arcanas on both, and this person will reach out eventually. I feel like for many of you that this is a twin flame journey, this person will reach out in a very, very sincere and heartfelt way. This is not going to be a fluffy, like, or a, you know, just kind of like a message like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Like, it's not going to be just like a light message. It's going to be they're messaging or emailing or texting you like a paragraph or a few paragraphs. Like, it's going to be something that is heartfelt, that is deep, that is real, that is something sincere. So I'm going to leave this here, Cancers. I'm actually going to just pull one of, I'm going to pull one card from this deck, just a love message. What love message do we need to close this reading out on for Cancers, my Cancers today? Thank you so much for being here. I really had fun doing this. I missed this. All right, show us what we need to see for my Cancers. What final message? You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. For any of you that want a personal reading, my Etsy link is in the description box. Please remember to subscribe, like the video. That helps us YouTube creators. Thank you so much. Bye.